Hey, ladies and Germans, how are you all doing? This is
And
Conor.
I'm Mangru. Hello, hello, hello.
And if you're like me, you're waiting for another season of SD to start back up again. But until then, we have ourselves a nice little 1v1 on the slopes of Mount Doom, also called Mount Ormel. We have a real ripper going on. Rang, who do we have?
Well, on the left-hand side in blue, we have ourselves Midi as the 101st Airborne Division. And on the right-hand side, I'm not really going to say his name as there's no real reason to, and he's playing as the 21st Panzer Division.
So, do you think he's trying to say that his skills are unimportant, or just who he is as a person?
I think it's just who he is as a person, name-wise. Skill-wise, we still have to judge, but name, I mean, is there even any point saying it? I just
True.
it's not really important. But nonetheless, we've got two rather interesting divisions, especially 21st. We don't see it all too often, especially in a 1v1 scenario.
Very true. And one thing I do want to note early about the 101st here is actually we're starting with the pack howitzer. Now, that may not seem like a big deal, but at the same time, usually isn't more of a mortar play as opposed to a pack howitzer, and even then, the mortar being later on in the game, right?
Yeah, yeah, because that pack archer, that's a 100 point unit, which is pretty expensive for just an artillery piece right off the bat. So we're going to see how he can make it work. I'm guessing he's going to use it to help him give the edge in a forest fight. But at the same time, you could do the same thing with a mortar for cheaper. And he already has forest fight advantage as he has lovely CQC infantry.
Now, how about the German side? The German side, we do see a couple of anti-tank guns, and I
Mm-hmm.
cannot help but feel that's a waste of, what, 100 points? Let's just say conservatively 100 points overall.
Yeah, I mean, against like M22s, like, I mean, I don't think we've seen any M22s really from the Americans. Yeah, none at all at the moment. I guess it's just for just an in case thing. I mean, you can also deal with M22s with autocannons, but yeah, it's to definitely maybe have a bit more in terms of anti-infantry and also anti-air eventually,
Mm-hmm.
because this is 101st we're talking about. You're going to get carpet bombed to hell and back before the end of B phase.
That is just very, very true. Now, from the American side, we're also going to see some. Oh, I can never remember their name. I was the airborne engineers of the flamethrowers. Help me out.
AB engineers.
Thank you. Of course. I don't know why I was thinking there's such a spiffy name for them. I kept thinking like assault engineers. And I'm like, nope, wrong side
No.
of things. Regardless, though, we do have a lot of flame troops actually on the map. One in each of the major thrusts by the Americans.
Mm-hmm.
So that could really cause some real issues for the Germans early on.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Germans, for the dude on the right hand side, he's going for a real interesting 21st loadout as he's mainly just getting Panzer Grenadiers. We're not seeing any Brumbars, no S-35s, no fire support tanks at all. It's really just half tracks and Panzer Grenadiers, which honestly isn't too bad of an idea, to be entirely honest. Joe does leave him a lot less mobile.
Now, at least on the nice side, though, we are going to see him have a mortar coming into the middle of the field. In fact, that mortar half track too, getting him an awful lot of mobility around the map. But let's
Mm-hmm.
see what happens with this pack howitzer. He's actually unloading the first real shots of the engagement, and it's going to be rather well placed for that barrage.
Oh yeah.
So, what do you call it right now? You think the Americans will be able to break through? Or are they going to get stymied?
They got in this open field engagement at the moment. They're probably going to get stymied, as the Panzer Grenadiers at long range do a pretty good job against most infantry, and also the Germans have a lot of fire support half tracks here to just ritual array. Really, Pack Archer probably should be finding a bit more smoke in front of the forces and then trying to move up that way instead of the good old HE barrage.
One thing that is surprising to me is that there's absolutely no leadership on the map for the Germans.
Oh yeah, that's really we've got like 1, 2, 2, 3 up north at the moment, but we're not seeing any of your regular Panzer Grenadier Furies, which is definitely an interesting call. This is usually a very important unit for 21st Leader Rise. As our 223, yes, it's mobile, but it has no veterancy, so as you can see when you click on it, the the command radius is terrible. It's like 200 meters.
But one thing is for sure, if you are an American to the north, you're kind of getting pwned quite a bit. What's up?
Is this like the swarm of locusts that they warned about in the Bible? Are we
You
going
know
to?
what? I was just gonna bring that up. I was just gonna bring that up.
The Germans need to start, getting some goat's blood and painting it on their doors.
One thing that is kind of a good thing for the Germans to do with that Pack 38. Unfortunately, it's almost over a kilometer out of real position.
Yeah, that's not good.
Because those supporting half-tracks will find themselves, riding alone in green fields with sun on their face.
Mm-hmm.
Almost as bad as being right by a Zook armed AB rifle. Oh, wow.
Manages to dodge it like he
Yeah,
bounced
let
it.
that target just a wee bit too much.
Mm-hmm. But things are going surprisingly good for 21st. 101st doesn't manage to make any crazy breakthrough in the middle or whatnot in terms of a phase push for division. And this Panzer Grenadier play is working pretty well for the guy on the right hand side who shall not be named.
Huh. Let's just call him Mr. U.
The U.
Now, it is interesting to me, we are going to have that infantry support P4 down to the south and up north. In fact, we are going to see a pack track, which I'm super psyched for, because these things are, well, they're pretty intense. You had a comment. I could feel it. I wanted to get out of the way. What you got?
Yeah, it's going to be pretty hard using it up north, as Red Locust Jar right now is a bit of a line of sight blocker, so it's going to be a tight angle to deal with those M22s. But yeah, I really do love seeing that pack track being brought up.
Now, the nice thing, too, about the Germans is that those M22s are going to be kept at about arm's length for right now in terms of the infantry. Once again, we don't see true Panzer Grenadiers being brought on all the time. There's Ersatz and the Osttroop and all of that. But those Panzerfaust do have that delicious 150-meter range.
Mm-hmm.
And not for nothing, but those M22s, even if they didn't have only a measly 3 armor, well, they're not exactly frontline tanks.
No.
Probably the best thing they have going for them is that 1,000-meter range.
Yeah. I mean, and also autocannon units from 21st, which you can get a lot of as 21st, are pretty effective at dealing with those M22s at close quarters. At the moment, Midi is getting it slow but sure, plus run point advantage. And he's still, even though Northern Frontline, this is really weird at the moment. As we've got Midi and Mr. U both behind each other's lines in a sense. It's like a yin and yang symbol.
Yeah, you're right, but the tanks are moving into the sack over there, as you can see it. And one thing is for sure, with those flame troops up in there, that 223 is probably not long for this world, and neither is that infantry. If he's not around, neither will the infantry be.
Yeah, and those Panzer Grenadiers are pretty much buggered at out position, I have to say. And we've got another Panzer IV support coming in to the northern side.
Yes, but look at this pack track.
Oh.
Look at that angle, and that was the one thing you said before that was 100% true. But wasn't maybe the fairest comparison, is that these guys do have that, maybe 100 meters blocking between the blockers of the forest and otherwise. And for some reason, that leader unit is charging into the AP engineers. How about we back away from them? That might be a better idea.
Run away, run away. You're gonna feel the burn.
This pack track's gonna get owned. I can almost guarantee it. It's gonna be GAMs or it's gonna be Dukes, but it's gonna be one or the other.
Yeah. You should know the infantry's there now. They are exposing themselves, and the Panzer Grenadier from the south is moving to try and block. And there we go. Stunning up the AB rifles, easy peasy. And the pack track, oh, lovely smoke here from Midi, saving his M22s.
Is it worth noting that down to the south, there were 2 anti-tank guns being brought on in, and the P4 and that 35S took out both of them.
Damn, that's pretty good. I know, it's this little 2 Panzer pushes really making some progress on the southern side. He's probably going to want some more Panzer Grenadiers or infantry to help secure the lines.
Especially if those Zooks come off of being pinned down.
Oh,
that
yeah.
200-meter range is nothing to sneeze at for the Zooks.
Oh, no, it's not. No, it's not. It can really just sneak up on you.
But we do have 3 more AP engineers coming on in. As a tank down to the south, I guess I wouldn't be too worried about that. Especially when you have the the spot troops right in the area. I always want to say Aufklär, but that's the wrong division. No, it's not. It's right there. Okay. Ugh. In any case, when you have those spotting troops there right by those tanks, it is much easier to fight in an armored fighting vehicle.
Yes, because they tell you what to shoot at, because those guys have the luxury of having binoculars.
Yeah, it makes you really wonder about the stupidity of the tank crews who are like, you know what? We don't need to see.
Maybe we don't need to see. We're just stay buttoned in the entire time. Yeah, well, to be fair, the tank crews in this game can automatically detect things behind them instantly, which is pretty funny.
That is certainly true. Now, the Locusts and the P4 are starting to be able to see each other up to the north. Well, pack tracks can do more than that, really.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and more smoke.
Great
More
smoke.
smoke. So this is the way that pack howitzer in the south should have been used.
Yeah, especially in that initial push, just allows AP engineers getting close. As AP engineers at 100 meters against Panzer Grenadiers, absolutely destroy them. And as you're seeing in the middle, once again, AB engineers are fighting PZ Grens, but if they can't get in close, they're just gonna get smoked.
And you know what? I've heard that smoking is bad for your health, so with luck, they will stay out of that smoke.
Yeah, well back then they didn't really know, so smoking was the coolest thing.
Yeah, I mean, everyone did it.
Everyone did it. Even the dog did.
I don't know the reference on that one, but it's probably true.
There's none. That's just
Okay, sounds good.
Something dumb I said.
Ah, well, rank, that doesn't happen often. So, image storage hit on one of those M22s, so that guy's out of the fight for quite a while. Unfortunately, and bailed out, so the M22, the Locusts are being swatted down. Someone has called an exterminator.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one. And actually, worse still, that's the command one, too.
Yeah. Yeah, with the Pack 38 and also the S-35 being brought in, these M22s are definitely going to be forced to pull back. And now we're in B phase. And in B phase, 101st does have access to Sherman, so at the moment, Midi is just getting more M22s. So I don't think it's the best call, but it's pretty funny.
I believe the term you're looking for is ballsy.
Ballsy. And he's getting 2 6-pounders up north as well to try to secure his flank.
Alright, you know what? I'm putting my foot down. No. This is a 57 mil. It's an American division.
Okay. 57mm M-Run anti-tank gun. It's quite silly that they're using the metric system, yo.
I was actually going to say that was my concession, is that they are using the metric system.
Yeah, it is.
So.
That is kind of weird. What would that be in inches? 57
well,
millimeters.
2.2 centimeters, and that's about an inch and a half, an inch and a quarter.
It's like
Maybe.
a 1 inch. I think
It's 5 centimeters divided by 2.2, almost 3 inch. Okay, so it's like a 2-inch gun.
Okay, 2 to 3 inch gun.
Yeah. Oh, geez, this is always humorous for me when you have those autocannon half tracks pounding away those light reconnaissance tanks. And all I have, oh geez, that's a double D coming on into. So I don't know if the Germans are able to deal with that cup size.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, both sides are definitely getting lots of tanks at the moment, even from the Germans. As you see, the 2 Panzers on the southern side are a little bit surrounded, and there's a rather veteran 57mm nearby.
You also talk about the fact there's 5 squads of bazooks, just like they were being like, okay guys, when they come close, then we jump out. You know what's in the north, though? Sorry, not to cut you off, but the Germans have suffered some awful reversals. And now that plague of locusts is, well, what is awful in terms of quality, it makes up for in quantity.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, please continue.
You know, this match has definitely been a match of spam. Like the American player, Midi, he's been spamming M22s, he's been spamming bazookas now, he's spamming AB engineers all at once. It's really quite funny to see people bring out just a huge amount of stuff in a short period of time.
Just so. I look to see the Germans get a little more infantry on the map, and a moment. Excuse me.
Oh,
wow, I apologize.
God bless.
Folks. I tried to get to the mute button, but I didn't want to just disappear halfway through a sentence. But no, the Germans are definitely without any sort of infantry really on the field. Finally getting some more half tracks into the north, but down to the south, I actually ask myself, who's holding the line? And all I can say is, well, it's the Americans.
Mm-hmm. You know, the S-35 is close to stunning up the 57mm, yeah, but 57mm gets a shot in, Panzer IV goes down, and it's really starting to become a reversal for 21st as they've lost a lot of units, and the Americans really have momentums and the unit on the field, especially that Locust Horde up north.
I really am quite surprised by that kind of reversal. I would have expected.
Mm-hmm.
Well, first off, I think I probably would have played a little bit differently early opening up. I could have trusted my P grunts against early M22s as opposed to those anti-tank guns. But I don't know. So far, maybe we'll see a reversal of this yet. But Mr. Yu over here, I don't think he cited his anti-tank guns in a really great spot.
Yeah, I mean, you got the one pack 38, kind of just out in the middle of the open by a road. Usually not the best idea to hide an anti-tank gun in an open field. But he does have the Panzer IV, and that is a pretty tough customer to deal with. Against M22s, that is. DD, it's a bit closer, at the same time Panzer IV does have veterancy advantage.
Veterancy advantage, but not in terms of armor. Armor might as well be papier-mâché.
Even those M22s can pretty easily penetrate the Panzer IV-G.
You're making my point for me, as much as it grieves me to say it. That's smoke? No, that's fire.
That's fire. It's a big bada boom dropping on a pack gun near you.
Now, we are going to see some Pioneers bravely be charging these airborne engineers, and there's quite a few airborne engineers in that area, so I would not relish the idea of charging them.
Yes, probably wanna, I'd say use the mortar, but mortar's out of ammo, so you can only really, use smoke to fight the fire, but that's not really gonna mix in all that well.
But you know what? Lorraine is here, and she's going to drop a couple of shells onto that little, let's say, pod of engineers.
Oh, lovely. That is a little bit silly having no AB engineers. First off, not in complete dense forest, and also secondly, being right clumped up next to each other.
It's almost as silly as sending in a single tank, though, and thinking that's going to be okay.
Yeah. Yeah, honestly, the tanks would be fine. It's only flamethrowers.
Yes, but that's what the Germans said, and the Ruskies said, "Oh, tank defense, Molotov, Molotov, flamethrower," and thus we had Kursk.
That's going to be fun in ST2, because Molotovs are definitely going to be a weapon type for infantry, for sure.
It's going to have to be. It's going to have to be. It's going to be terrifying. It'll be flames everywhere. But it gets reduced. I'm sorry,
I wonder if they make it multi-purpose, so you can use it against infantry like satchel charges as well as tanks.
Actually, that's why I thought they would use it in the first place. To the north, by the way, we do have a squad of Pioneers and one half-track. The other ones are already dead, but the Plague of Locusts is moving on in. The P4 shooter's wounded on the first shot. You got to be kidding me.
God damn! I can't believe.
I said.
I can't believe this Locust spam is working so bloody well. Now we got like the Hive Daddy M4DD to help support.
Well, you know what they say, quantity has a quality all of its own.
Exactly, and really, Mr. Yu needs to get some better anti-tank up north, because this is getting a bit ridiculous. These M22 should not be surviving. They should be dying.
I have to say, I am very impressed with how much effect the infantry-based anti-tank has had on the German lines. But one Pack 38 to the north gets into the fight, finally takes out a tank with his first shot. I thought he was going to go 2 for 2 for a second, but there's an awful lot of other... Yeah, that's easy. He's pretty much toast.
And he's out in the open completely, so not going to help him for cover.
Nope.
Nope.
Some other infantry is dying. I guess we get a +2 yet again. You know, whenever I see a spot troop take out a unit, though, I can't help but just be impressed. Let's ignore the fact that it was quite wounded, but let's...
And now he's going to pay for it with his life. I've seen more infantry being brought in from Mr. Yu, and really just looking at the lines, Americans have much more stuff on the field. A Panzer IV in the South Yo could pretty easily knock out all these Zooks, just as long as he doesn't charge them close enough to get shot by a Zook, because it doesn't have goddamn recon. Oh no. He's walking right into the Zook line. What are you doing? He can't see it.
No, he can see somebody.
He can't see the Zooks right in front of him.
Oh, jeez. Go the other way, you fool.
No. I did not expect Zooks in an open field to be so effective, but here we are. And now the recon here, just fashionably late.
There is going to be a thunderbolt. So to add insult to injury, the Germans are going to be strafed and bombed from the sky. And I dare say, yep, he's going for the Lorraine and the anti-tank gun. And the anti-tank gun gets absolutely nuked from orbit.
Yeah. And the AB Zooks finally going down to some 221 machine gun fire.
But it is a sorry, let's say consolation prize. Is that a fair way to put it?
Yeah, yeah.
There is, however, perhaps another martyr who's looking to die for the cause over here in the north.
Yeah, and at that range with the martyr, that's not going to be a good idea going around the corner. Not a good idea at all, but he's going to do it anyway. Because he's a brave... No, he's not. He made the right call.
Ha! But think about it. What other choice does he have? Now, part of me is hoping that we see the Shermans move towards this northern tree line, and these Peakrans have their Fausts for a reason.
He has someone to hold fire, which is a very good idea. I've seen some Pathfinders being brought in towards the northern tree line to, well, find a path for the tanks to maneuver around. But really, it's Blob is out in the open, and he knows where it is, so he got that going for him. He just needs to stun them up with some sort of artillery strike, such as a Rheinwerfer, and then go around the corner and shoot them all as they're being forced to run away.
Too late.
Nope. You don't go around corners with tank destroyers.
Nope.
You don't do that.
The reverse should be happening.
Also because, you know, Shermans also have stabilizers, which makes them really good at getting a first shot advantage.
Ding!
Yeah,
Sorry, that was my internal counter that mentions every single time you have a stabilizer comment. I feel like we've covered 200 battles. I'm pretty sure there's been 200 mentions of the Sherman stabilizers.
I just gotta throw it in every time. It's a very important fact. It's never mentioned within the game.
It is.
Oh god, that northern Pand Grenadier. In the second one, yeah, it's probably just going, oh god.
Well, the infantry's not even stopping. You monsters.
That's what I love about the Americans. Just so many goddamn machine guns. It's ridiculous.
We've talked about the old joke. If you fire a shot over somebody's head and they surrender, they're French. If they, charge you, they're German or Russian. And if they sit back and 5 minutes later your entire world is blown up by like artillery and everything, they're American. And that kind of material there, that shows why that happens.
Yeah, just overwhelming firepower wins you battles. Simple but true.
And another tank's gonna be donated in the north.
Oh god. Don't go around the corner. No. Oh, he's gonna get first shot, yo, surprisingly.
Yeah, at the wrong tank.
Wrong tank. And he's got 2 more martyrs. If he just got a goddamn artillery piece and just used it to stun up the tank force instead of just fighting it piecemeal.
Crew knocked out.
Yeah.
Good night, Irene. Enough to make a grown man cry.
Yeah, surprisingly, it's bouncing quite a bit. And
I also like how the crew was knocked out, and the driver was knocked out a few seconds later, but after the crew came back in, the driver said, you know what, I'm alive too, and just kind of trooped back on there.
He was just having a bit of a nap. Don't get much sleep.
A bit of a knockout blow coming in from the Americans, in fact including an M2HB, which is just insult to injury.
Oh god. I really do love how Midi is just buying things in bulk. It's like he's only been to Costco to buy his units and stuff. Like, oh, they're doing a 3-for-1 deal on AB Engineers. Of course I gotta take it. And he just buys them all out at once.
I completely understand. Now, in the meantime, though, Mr. Unimportant seems to think that his units are unimportant, which I deeply regret. Donating some half-tracks over there to this constant Zooks. You know where the Zooks are, my friend. You can see them. But yeesh. Such is their life.
Yeah.
And what do we have to the northern side? Okay. AB engineers being brought on into the center to clear things away. And for some reason, there is a recon half-track to the north who's just a recon armored car who just says, you know what? Let me expose myself unnecessarily.
Not a good idea. Not a good idea.
No, it is not.
Yeah. Also, do you want to know? I just realized this now. I saw the news before the replay. This is actually a 45-minute match instead of your regular 40-minute match. Which is definitely interesting. I'm not really a big fan of that. rule setting, to be honest, but yeah.
You know what? I didn't even notice that until you
I
mentioned it.
know. I just like, why is there 21 minutes and we're in sea phase? This doesn't make sense, but yeah. Usually a reason being why 45-minute matches aren't really great is for certain divisions they're only meant to survive for 40 minutes, and it just kind of ruins the power dynamic a little bit, because the whole game's really balanced around 40-minute matches. But heck, whatever. It is cool. And even though
Indeed.
101st is the one that really get the disadvantage in a 45-minute match because they run out of stuff, Midi's doing pretty good. It's probably not going to matter.
Yeah, I was going to say you would not be able to tell that they are a 40-minute division, what with the way that Midi's been able to use his Midi chlorians to keep all of his clones alive.
God damn, Con. No, that's really stretching it a bit.
I am a Star Wars man, and I am just, waiting for it. Actually, Rang, I do have to say, I was just down to see my brother in Texas a couple of days ago.
Mm-hmm.
And he gave me, actually, his girlfriend gave me the present of light-up chopsticks that look like lightsabers.
Okay, that's pretty cool.
I was gonna say.
That's pretty cool.
Now, eat sushi in style.
Yeah, you could, like, pretend you can cut it up.
And I might still do that anyway.
Yeah.
One thing I'm surprised about is that we actually don't see any supply trucks for either side. Now, with the way that certain units have been getting donated, I understand that in some cases. But I'm surprised that the Americans have not brought in any way to resupply those pack howitzers. I'm not going to say they were perfect or that they were like the I Ching in terms of fighting back the Hun. But they've served their purpose.
They've served their purpose. Those pack archers have definitely helped turn the tide of the battle. And goddamn, these German tanks on the right-hand side aren't doing too good. They're finally seeing a Pack 43, and if he positions that in a reasonable location, that should be able to finally wipe out the American death ball of machine gun firepower.
Maybe, but I feel like he'll get like one shot off, kill one thing, and then get nuked by everything else.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, there is one M22 who's got no HE ammo. He's got no AP ammo. This is an image storage hit by about 10 minutes ago. Yeah, the Multia. Yeah, that's going to be really a bad position for engaging.
Oh no. Oh yeah.
Unless he wants to bring this P4 in at the same time. Finally, at long last, the Lorraine is starting to engage.
And he is engaging the blob up north, which is a good call. That Lorraine should be able to definitely scare the crap out of him if it can get some good hits. So honestly, because it's like angled down on the hill, it's probably going to be pretty hard to get a good hit. Yeah, it is. Because it's just going to go over the hill every time.
So what's going over the hills and far away? The Pack 43 is just kind of chilling and waiting for the command to fire. There we go.
There we go.
First shot, first kill. But it's time to... Yeah. Pin down.
Run away. Run away.
And this is when you bring a P-Gren in from the east. Like, these two guys to the west of him, bring them east and just at least take out one of the Shermans from behind.
Yeah, all the Panzer IV. You're also seeing off-map RT being brought in. I'm going to guess the first location is probably going to be in our Pack 43. Oh, lovely rocket run. Yeah, not enough to get a full-on suppression, but still, some good hits.
No, but this is where we have this. So, being brought on in, unfortunately, still just the M22 that's got 0 ammo to it. Fire, damn you, fire! He's on top of you.
Just press the H button. I think that's the hold fire button for default key binding. Nonetheless, just
they're just literally 20 meters away from each other. Oh my god. There we go.
Lovely.
It kind of physically wounded me for a second. That other Sherman is still going to get hit by the Pack 43. So, of course, like you said, that off-map, almost on the front lines himself, only a couple hundred meters away from his eventual victims.
Yeah, that's very ballsy position, yeah. Very ballsy.
No storage hit. Okay, P4, shoot at the thing that can kill you.
Oh, the
That should be
P4
death.
was shooting at the other thing he was
Too
aiming,
late.
and
Yeah.
bit of poor micro, yeah. And that's going to be the death of that P4.
That
Nope.
makes it back over the hillside. And again, like we said before, that may look like it's an open line of sight, but elevation is not handled particularly well in SD-44. Meanwhile, the artillery to the north will shred the German defense. And
Mm-hmm.
can you blame them?
He's a, you know, battleship guns firing. I would not want to be on the receiving end of a battleship salvo.
Now, just to keep it in perspective here, 356 millimeter, converting that back over here to inches yet again. So 2.2 is 35 centimeter fire. 2.2, that's over a foot. A foot. It was in diameter shells. That's absolutely
Damn.
insane.
That's pretty goddamn big.
Almost as long as my arm. Meanwhile, to the south, that rocket plane does get taken out. Combination of the Bofors as well as the two P-47s, which is going to cause quite an issue for the Germans, as they now have no other way to stun up an otherwise, unstoppable death force.
Mm-hmm. And the off-map on the P4 combined with the bombs is going to force it to bug on out. And even still into its late siege phase, Midi still has AB rifles that he can call upon, which is a pretty good preservation of infantry. And P47 on the pack gun, that's not going to be good for the pack, as he's going to be blown back to
Tigran,
smithereens.
charge to the west. There was a row of AB rifles, 4 full squads engaging 1 squad of Pigrens, and another ME-109 coming on in. Pack 43 did manage to stun them up. He could have had such a great set of captures there.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Ah.
Instead, the ME-109 is going to go and probably take a little bit of incidental firepower. There we go. He's going to go down. That 51 Mustang's nothing to sneeze at. He's down.
Yeah.
Last artillery barrage is not going to do much. It's going to be plopped way back off the backside of those lines. Though to the north, that gun position is going to get cleaned on up. The 57 mil and the pack howitzer, not going to be enough to deal with machine gun fire.
No. There are those Panagrendiers do manage to get into an open engagement such as this. They do end up kicking a lot of ass, but that hasn't been happening all too often. Yes,
I'm not sure that's fair to call it an open engagement. I mean, there's nothing that was going to kill them.
Yeah. When there's no like other tanks to shoot at the Panagrendiers too.
Okay, that's fair, yeah.
Yeah, because I don't think Panagrendiers like being shot at by armored metal boxes, unless they're very close, like 150 meter close. Then they probably don't mind as much.
Also true.
Also true.
Now, there is a 1 P4 moving on forward. It's fair to say he's feeling rather cult. That's a joke based on the name anyway, but we do have also some more Shermans coming from the west. So even if he takes down this dude over here, who is mulling it over, another name joke there for you.
God damn it.
There still are reinforcements, and reinforcements that you don't want to face, again, as that P4.
Oh no. Lots of Shermans is not good in the slightest at all. And then the P-51 coming in, getting some good old strafes on a P4, but yeah, that M4 is definitely going to die. It's just really a matter of Ren. Bit of target practice for the P4.
Did they change the silhouettes over here for the 304 flak tracks?
No.
It just looks
weird.
Yeah, because I was looking at that and I was like, I don't remember seeing them very often. I know usually we see a lot more 20 mils than the flak track.
If you like zoom in and look at it, it looks like some sort of like kids like knockoff toy that you'd get in like a dollar store. Like the paint job and like how like the size of it, of the gun. It just reminds me of like some sort of knockoff toy. I don't know why.
Frank, we don't have them things here in the States.
Oh no, everything's made in the good old USA, yeah, right?
Nah, China. Hey, I'll call it like it's the truth, man.
Yeah.
Um, now, Midi Kun, how have you enjoyed this particular style of throwing kind of, let's say, platoons as opposed to squads at things?
Yeah, it's really enjoyable to see, as it's just it's really great out, yeah, just saving up for a bunch of stuff and then doing one big push with it. It's been working well for him, as Mr. U has had a very hard time dealing with just like big pushes of stuff and just dealing with groups of units.
Well, there's a question then. Is it better to go and throw in, let's just call it by the German term, Kampfgruppen, as opposed to bits and pieces, or is it better to drip and drab?
Uh
That's one thing we've actually never talked about at any one of our casts.
oh, that is like, I mean, usually it's better to do sequential in a sense, because when you have the points you want to buy the tank, when you can buy it instead of like wait in 4 minutes to buy 2 Shermans, when you could just wait 2 minutes, buy 1 Sherman, wait another 2 minutes and get another Sherman, as you can have a Sherman on the field doing something. It's just about how you use it, so to speak. Like, if you just buy it, if you're planning to get 2 Shermans, and you buy the first one in the first 2 minutes in this example, for example, and you push up with it and it gets killed, and then you get the second Sherman and do the same thing, that's really dumb. But if you have the first one out, and you just keep him on standby in reserve, and then wait for the second guy to come in, and then push up like that, that's usually the best course of action. Pretty much bring your units up in reserve when you're like planning to do a push, and leave them in reserve somewhere in the big back lines, and then when you got everything on the field ready to go, then you push through camp crew style.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Yeah, but it's really fun to see just these goddamn blobs of American infantry just come up, and it's always like the same infantry types being brought in, or tank types. It really is like a Costco sale.
Well, hey, you know what? If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I know. And for guys who don't know what Costco's is, it's a North American like retailer, and they pretty much sell everything in bulk, and it's expensive, like in terms of what you buy, because you have to buy everything in bulk, but it comes off usually much cheaper than buying it in smaller packs.
Oh, it's magnificent. And the food there is pretty fantastic.
And it's so cheap. Like, it's like $1 or something for a hot dog, which is, I mean, it's not the best hot dog in the road, mind you. It's just kind of a meh hot dog, but it's $1 for a hot dog. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree. So, guys, you heard it here first. Rang likes having the sausage in his mouth.
Oh, I love having a good old hot dog in the mouth. I really gotta leave it in there and savor the flavor.
Well, yeah, well, it's a hot, juicy piece of meat, I can understand.
Mm-hmm. But the question is, does a hot dog a sandwich?
It depends. Is it between my buns? Well, as Rang finds his breath, we will find out that Midi Kun over here is going to drop this game. He's going to get shut out, in fact. It's going to be 2,500 to 0, unfortunately. Like we said, the 2 Shermans have come up to avenge their fallen comrade, and despite being next to each other, they're going to find themselves able to, if nothing else, stress out. Oh, wow, I have been found wrong. Oh, you know why? Because of Pack 43 I did not encounter.
Huh. He just snuck on in the battlefield, and is he going to get the kill in these last few seconds?
But Mr. Unimport is playing for pride, and he can't help but feel the same way for him. I want to go and levy some really harsh criticisms, but part of it, too, this is that Mount Ormel is definitely, I would argue, far more of an infantry map.
Yeah. I also want to say, I think both players were, like, a little bit newer to the game. That's just what I got from the replay. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I got goddamn scrub casuals, but I also got like keep that in mind.
Of course,
you know,
absolutely.
Not everyone is. I always try to think of it when I like watch replays and stuff. So I know everyone's like goddamn Gonzo or Eugene level or Harry Spider, where they can, you know, you give them a stick and they end up blowing up a king tiger.
Well, that's obvious. All you do is just stick in the engine lube, and then you wait 30 to 40 miles.
Hans, it broke down. Just leave it.
Keep driving. P-47 Thunderbolts Sergeant down there. He did pretty well for himself. Bit of an air kill, a couple of vehicles, a couple of AT gun.
Oh damn!
shockingly enough, not really any standouts. Just a nice all-around effort by a lot of troops.
Yeah, yeah, and looking at losses too, yeah, it's all pretty spread out, yeah. And at history,
History is a little bit rougher.
yeah, Germans like first 2 to 5 minutes, and then from 10 to 12 minutes or 13 to 14, that is harsh. That's really harsh.
I mean, and the Americans lose their stuff occasionally too, but
Mhm.
unfortunately, more often than not, it kind of just feels like the stuff that the Americans lose in quick succession tends to be fairly light. There's one tiny little bit at minute 28, basically, where they lose a couple of tanks, and that's probably the worst, stream of luck they get.
Yeah, I really feel like from the 10 minute to 14 minute mark, that's pretty much when the
Hmm.
Germans lost. As
Yep.
they lost one, two, three, four, five tanks, less tank destroyers in such a short period of time, which is that's not good. That's not good at all.
No, it is not. But you know what will happen? Tomorrow's gonna be a new day and a new
Hmm.
game opportunity for both Midi and Mr. Unimport. Um, and well, tomorrow will be another game for us, I imagine, or rather Thursday. And I think we have a 2v2 on Thursday, don't we?
Yes, we do.
I am super excited, folks. Actually, hopefully we'll get to see your war face on Thursday.
Hmm.
Um, but for right now, I think it's time for us to head out. Make sense?
Yep.
All right, folks. You all have a great day. My name is Colin Ulrich.
And I'm Rangru. Take it easy.